Okay, let's talk about some of the tools that you're going to need to be able to work on your go-kart. What I've done is I've put a lot of the more go-kart specific tools on this side, and I've got some more common tools on this side there's a good chance that you may already have. If you want to be a privateer race team like we are, and you don't want to rely on other people to do the work for you, pay other people to do the work for you, you're going to want to go ahead and pick up a lot of these tools. So what we have back here is we have our tire bead breaker, as well as our tire turbo changer. There's definitely a way to change tires by hand. I physically cannot do it. So I've had to purchase these two tools, and it allows me to flip my tires whenever I want after every race weekend, put new tires on whenever I want. So that's definitely been a real handy tool. I've had that for quite a few years and definitely couldn't race without it. Here we have our sniper lasers. You'll use these to set the toe and the camber on your go-kart. Again, you can pay someone at the track to do it for you, but since we own our own set of lasers, we can check our alignment and our settings whenever we like. These will kind of set you back. I think these are about $250, but definitely worth it in the long run. Here we have our chain breaker. When you buy a new chain, good chance you're going to need to shorten the chain. So you're going to want to have a chain breaker on hand so you can do that yourself. Not a very expensive tool. We'll show you how to use that in another video. We've got a tire gauge. You're definitely going to want to get yourself a tire gauge. This one's a 15-pound gauge. I also have a 60-pound gauge. If you don't want to buy two, I'd probably suggest going with the 60-pound gauge just in case you ever need to fill up some rain tires with more than 15 pounds. You'll definitely need that. We've got our chain aligner. So what you'll do is you'll slide this over your rear sprocket, and you'll use this rod in order to get your chain aligned to your front sprocket. Used this tool for years, it worked great. More recently we've purchased this chain aligner, and it's actually a laser chain aligner, which makes it real nice and convenient. Just slap that on your rear sprocket just like this one, and it actually shines a laser to the front sprocket so you can make that alignment. We've got a rattle gun back here. We use this when we're removing tires, not putting tires on. Definitely don't recommend you using this to put your tires on. We'll also use this when we're removing or installing our clutch. Definitely essential to have. Here we have some feeler gauges. You'll use these gauges when you're setting the valve lash on your motor. We've got some digital calipers here. We use that when we're setting our float height in our carburetor. We've got some snap ring pliers. We got two sizes here. One of our older clutches, our NORAM clutch, used this smaller size, and our more current clutch that we're running uses the bigger size. It actually came in the set of two. So you'll definitely want to get yourself a set of those. And over here with some of the more common tools, we've got our torque wrench. And that's what we actually use to install our tires. We torque our tires down to 13.5 pounds. I don't like using a rattle gun on when I install my tires just because it doesn't seem to be very consistent. You're also going to need to use this when you're removing the head of your motor in order to get the bolts torqued back on once you put it back on. Just got some common stuff, some needle nose pliers. You're going to need to get an assortment of regular Phillips head screwdrivers, pretty common stuff. I've got a mag light here. I've got a full socket set. I don't got the whole socket set up here, but you're definitely going to want to get yourself a quarter inch and 3/8 inch socket set. Our go-kart uses all metric stuff, so depending on what type of cart you have, maybe you can get a metric set or a standard set. Here I've got some adjustable pliers. These come in real handy if you need to sneak into something and get a grip on it. You can go ahead and use those. I've got a razor knife. I've got some snips. And back here we've got some Allen keys. You can either go with this style of Allen key, or you can go with the T-handle Allen key. T-handles are real nice because you can kind of put some extra leverage on them when you need to get something a little bit tighter, but either style will definitely work for you. We've got a little 2-meter tape measure here. And back here we've got some wrenches. I don't have the full set here. It came in a full set of about 8 wrenches, and like I said, these are metric wrenches for our go-kart. And what I like about these is they've actually got a ratcheting end on them, which makes it real nice and convenient when you're tightening stuff up. Definitely love having those. And you're also going to need a way to fill up the air in your go-kart tires. This is actually a compressor that came with a brad nailer that I purchased when I was finishing my basement. We've repurposed it and used it for go-karting for about the last 6 years, and it works great. And that's about it. Quick overview of the tools that I think that you'll need in order to be a privateer and do a lot of the work yourself on your go-kart. Again, if you choose to pay someone to do the work, some of these tools you will not need, but it makes it real nice when you've got the go-kart back to your house and you're taking stuff apart, doing your maintenance routine, and you're putting stuff back together that, for example, you can go ahead and set your alignment yourself. You don't have to wait to get back to the track to do that, as well as I always change my tires when I'm at the house, so I'm not dealing with that while I'm at the track either. So again, decide what you're gonna wanna use, what you're gonna wanna do for yourself, and pick the tools up that you're gonna need, and have a good time at the track.